Dhurke TV on air. We are now live in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. In the previous episode, we begin the trial. Freaking Her Eminence herself shows up as prosecutor as well to side with Prosecutor Samadi, and then Rayford was told to do the divination seance, and then she fainted, and now it's time for our first witness. If you're hyped for today's episode, make sure you hit the like button. Your support's greatly appreciated to the channel. Now let's begin. What are those? Dhurke. Is this not the accused?
It is indeed. I thought I would give him the opportunity to plead his case. For true justice is more than an unilateral presentation of the facts by the prosecution.
That seems uncharacteristically fair of her.
However, should the accused fail to produce convincing testimony, he, along with this cabal of traitorous lawyers, shall immediately be found guilty, and their heads will roll from their shoulders.
What? I should have known there was a catch. Your court, wrong voice. Your court, your rule, same as it always. I see. Garon. Now then, Mr. Dhurke Samadi, if you could enlighten us as to what happened. Well, I would if I could.
He's all fuzzed out because he does not remember what exactly happened. Here we go now.
Dhurke explains himself. I was struck by a sudden dizziness the moment I entered the tomb. The next thing I knew, I was standing there with a bloody knife in the hand. And lying right in front of me was Inga, dead as a doornail. I have no recollection of what happened in the interim, but I didn't kill him. At least, I don't think I did. It'd go against everything I believe in.
Huh?
That didn't explain squat.
For the record, let it be known that the accused's fingerprints were all over the murder weapon, and since he was caught in the act, there was no chance for a third party to tamper with it.
Well, that only seems to point the finger at you, Mr. Samadi. Even as a lawyer, I have to agree with you there, Your Majesty. Ha 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 ha! Seriously, Dhurke? This is no laughing matter. This is exactly what Garen wanted. To have Dhurke try to plead his case only to fail miserably. How low can she go?
Prosecutor, behold this most unpleasant of spectacles and let it be etched into your soul. See how instead of accepting the inevitable, those fish-brained lawyers floundered and flopped themselves straight into the abyss of despair.
Yes, Your Eminence. Show me the way. Now then, would the defense please begin the cross-examination? Here we go. Okay. I was struck by a sudden dizziness the moment I entered the tomb.
Hold
it! You were struck by a sudden dizziness? Was it because of his illness? Is that something that has ever happened to you before? Can't say that it has. Maybe an age is catching up with me. I'm no spring chicken after all.
That's not the issue here. A most cunning excuse, one befitting an insidious insurgent.
Oh?
A killer who does not recall his crime. How very convenient. Next, I imagine you will plead insanity. You aim to seek a lesser sentence through excuses and subterfuge, or whatever that is. Do you not?
Don't make me laugh, your malevolence.
How dare you!
I'm merely stating my innocence. I have no intention of offering excuses. It's your baseless speculation I would decry as foolish. You deceitful witch!
Is it your wish that I should claim your head right now in this very hall?
Well, that would certainly speed things along. Ha 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 ha!
Hold it!
Dhurke, why don't you let me handle it from here? And if there's anything you need to say, you can say it through me, okay? Anything to stop you from kneeling the queen.
Next time you have an objection, you better have some proof to go with it, Dhurke.
The accused will continue with what he does recall of the crime. The next thing I knew, I was standing there with a bloody knife.
Hold it!
As a 4? Do you recall anyone putting the knife in your hand? There was no fingerprints. Wish I could say I did, but I don't remember a thing from before I came to. You think there might have been a third party in the tube, son? Yeah, because if you didn't do it, then the real killer must have been there with you.
Objection!
Hello? You call your evidence! Does she go anywhere without those goons?
Was there a third party in the tomb when you were securing it?
No, your evidence! We searched high and low, but no one found in the sort.
And there you have it.
Oh, right. They did search the place.
Furthermore, my guards had the entire tomb surrounded, so there was no way for anyone to escape.
That's right. No one go in or out without our knowledge. Our evidence on site directives were absolutely flawless. I was about to say that. I still see the sarcophagus because it's dead empty and someone who's probably the real killer must be in there.
Do you see now? The presence of a third party is beyond the realm of possibility. The tomb was, for all intents and purpose, completely sealed off from the rest of the world.
I want to waste some time. Thanks for nothing, gallery guy. As if our graves weren't already deep enough.
Accused, what do you believe about the possible presence of a third party?
Well, based on the situation you presented, I say the chances are slim to none. You didn't have to agree with her, Dhurke.
Let the accused statement be added to his testimony.
What was it? I forgot. It's like the more we press, the thinner our case gets. Well, let's keep pressing and maybe we'll work out the wrinkles in it too. That's what I'm thinking, but what's the third? What did he add? The possibility of a third party being there in the tomb is probably non-existent.
Hold it!
We can prove you're innocent without at least the possibility that a third party was there. Find the impossible in the impossible, son. That's just what a lawyer's got to do sometimes. Isn't that right? Right? Who, me? Yeah, you could say that. I've seen more than my fair share of trials like that. They start with no viable evidence, useful testimony, or any hope of winning. But through cold sweat, desperation, and a little luck, I always manage to pull them off. Right. I can see we are kindred spirits, you and I. Ha ha ha! Jeez, taking cases like that must have shaved years off your life. Haha, if that were true, I'd be long dead. Find the possible in the impossible. Can I prove that it was at least possible that there was a third party there? Dhurke, what did you see at the scene of the crime? Let's see, I came to... And lying right in front of me was Inga, dead as a doornail.
Hold it!
You stated that he was dead as a doornail. How can you be sure? It's pretty easy to spot the difference between a soulless man and the soulless shell of a man. His complexion and the amount of blood at the scene made it obvious which it was.
What's your words, or you shall join Mr. Inga much sooner than expected. You can bow your head before him and seek his forgiveness there in the Twilight Realm. If you still have a head to bow, that is.
You bloodthirsty spider! What happened to you? There was still a little love in your heart 23 years ago. You even used to think of me as a brother!
It seems you truly do have a death wish.
Ha 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 ha! Is that really all you've got? Dhurke, I'm begging you. Enough of the lip. Just deliver your testimony, please. Alright, I'll try, but I can't promise anything. Number 5 right here? Yeah, number 5.
Hold it!
A day's passed since the murder. Haven't you remembered anything in that time? My memory's a complete blank. It's as if the part of my brain has been scooped right out.
How very convenient. But even if you have no memory of the event, your guilt is without question. There is nothing more to debate.
You're forgetting one thing, Gara. I have no motive.
You lead a band of misogynist that seeks to overthrow the government. I would say that alone is a motive enough to slay our kingdom's minister of justice.
I've declared countless times that I lead a bloodless revolution. I forbid violence and murder, even if some younger members may have a thirst for blood.
A bloodless revolution? You wouldn't really have a motive in that case.
Is that an important statement? Yes, it is. That was an important statement. I'd like my client to add it to his testimony. Very well then. The accused will please do as the defense has requested. I don't have a motive for killing Inga. After all, me and my ilk seek a bloodless revolution.
Hold it!
A bloodless revolution? Could you be more specific? I'm talking about dragging this pompous prosecutor here off her bloody throne. So go ahead, Gara, act all high and mighty now, because it's the last chance you'll get.
You still speak of a rebellion despite the charges against you. You truly are a fool. I will prove your guilt soon enough and display your head up for all of Khura'in to see. People will forever speak of you not as a revolutionary, but as the terrorist you are.
You're mistaken, your maleficence. It will be you the people will speak of, as a tyrant who was overthrown by her own people.
I wonder if you will still be spewing such nonsense before the headsman acts.
Ha ha ha! I'm afraid I'll still be like this in the afterlife. This bow. I know that self-restraint is I know that self-restraint is as foreign as apple pie to Dhurke, but I'd really rather go home than to the Twilight Realm after this.
Hold it!
Can you state that you didn't kill him more definitely? Oh, can I, when I have no memory of what happened? Well, can you at least state whether or not you are a murderer? That I can do. I am not a murderer, and I would never kill anyone, no matter the circumstances.
Objection!
And do you have evidence to support your claim that you did not kill the minister?
Evidence? No, can't say I do.
In that case, you will strike the statement I didn't kill him from your testimony.
Wait! You can't just discard testimony like that! I mean, I'm the one cross-examining the defendant and all.
Hold your prattling tongue, foreign devil. I am the queen of this kingdom. And the queen is the law. As such, I need not follow the laws that are in place. I can make and break them at will.
Henceforth, the accused will refrain from stating I didn't kill him.
Great! What?
Sure, whatever. It's the Garrett show after all. Same as always. There's no evidence that proves I didn't kill him either. Did we not just went through this? If only we could establish the possibility of a third party. But if the possibility itself even exists, we don't have a choice. Proving it exists is the only way to start a real dialogue here. I would say the sarcophagus. The next thing I knew, I was standing there with a bloody knife in hand. The possibility of a third party being there in the tomb is probably non-existent. I would say the sarcophagus. That's my only clue right there. Because how else? Because there is no one in there, but everyone else thinks there is. Unless I want to use this. I identified bloodstain from Amara's tomb. It was already wiped up and does not belong to the victim.
Objection!
Hey, I was right. Your Eminence, I'm afraid this trial will not go exactly as you anticipated, because I could show how there might have been a third party in that tomb.
Oh, how very fascinating. Go on. I do so love a good fairy tale.
We did a luminol test at the crime scene, and we found a bloodstain that didn't match the Justice Minister's blood. I'll remind you that neither Dhurke nor Miss Faye were injured during the incident. The thing is, the bloodstain we found had been wiped out by someone. What's this? But who would have done such a thing? That's the big question, isn't it? Who wiped up the blood and why? Thinking about it logically, it must have been someone who wanted to conceal their presence at the scene of the crime.
Oh, and to whom do you suppose the bloodstain might belong?
The bloodstain belongs to the real killer. The bloodstain belongs to the real killer, of course. Whoever it was, they were probably shot while they were attacking Minister Inga. And since their blood would give them away, they had to wipe it up. I say this because we know for a fact that the Justice Minister fired his gun in the tomb.
Objection!
You have the memory of a flea. There was nowhere for anyone to hide this to. It's a known fact.
Objection!
But a bloodstain from a third party means there must have been someone hiding there.
Very well then, tell me this. Where was the third party hiding?
Oh, the crime scene was thoroughly searched after it was discovered. So if there was hiding place, it would have to be somewhere no one dare look. The sarcophagus. It's a sarcophagus, because none of these guys wanted there to be cursed. No one wants to be cursed. That's why they did not want to look.
Take that!
There's one place no one would search. Not even the Queen's Royal Guard. And that would be... You're hanging me out right there. Inside Queen's Amara sarcophagus. Even now, it's locked up tight. No one would find you if you hid in there. I'm told that it's temperature controlled to preserve the mummy within. But if someone dressed warmly enough, they could withstand the cold for a short time. This is sacrilege! Surely the perpetrator of such a foul deed would be cursed. But that's just it. The killer knew everyone would be too scared to open the sarcophagus. True. The guards were so scared of being cursed, they wouldn't even touch it. And when the coast was clear, the killer made a quick escape from within the frigid confines. Well now, that does sound like a plausible method of evading capture. The feds request a DNA test on the bloodstain. And then we'll just see who the real killer is.
Insolence!
Huh?
Bow your head and kneel, lawyer. So your head may be parted from your shoulders.
Huh? But the trial's not even over. Whoa!
How soon you forget. You are already on the headsman's scaffold. As such, I can order your beheading at any moment.
All I did was request a DNA test.
There is no need to request such a test.
Royal Guard, bring it forth now. Here you are, your evidence.
The DNA test revealed that the blood is of the traitor Dhurke Zarmati.
What? But Dhurke wasn't injured, so where did his blood come from? Maybe he coughed it up.
Dhurke's illness. Still, there was a lot of blood. Could he have really coughed up that much? And did he wipe it up to hide his failing health?
Dhurke,
Is it really that bad?
Oh shoot, you got me.
It was yours? Pay attention, Horned Devil, for this case has already been solved. You could claim that this bloodstain would lead us to the real killer, did you not?
About that.
Did you or did you not make that claim of your own violation? Defense?
Yes, I did. After she steered you into that direction, that is.
I fell right into her trap. Do you see now the folly in opposing the very embodiment of the law? Whatever you say or shall come to no avail. A third party at the scene of the crime. It's beyond the realm of possibility.
No! Praise be for Queen God! Her eminence legal tactics are beyond compare! I hate to say this, but she really got us good.
The key to Amara's sarcophagus is under the protection of the royal family. My husband and I are the only ones who can open it. Therefore, it would be impossible for some knave to open it. Can I really discover this conference as a hiding place, though? What if the real killer is still in there? No, that's just ridiculous. What if he is? But then you wouldn't survive for a day. I believe we have rebels and sympathizers in the gallery today. It is to you I speak. Have you been listening? Dhurke Samani, the only one who proclaimed a bloodless revolt, has betrayed your cause by resorting to murder. The Defiant Dragons and their sympathizers are starting to have doubts.
So this is why Khura'in allowed us to cross-examine Dhurke. By establishing his guilt in Inga's murder, she's effectively damaged his reputation among those who support him.
True, but now we have an even bigger problem. And now, filthy lords, you will honor your end of your bargain. Accept your guilty verdict for your failure to explain your client's actions.
Whoa. Huh?
Now I shall pass judgment upon the criminal Dhurke Samani.
What's this? You shall pass judgment? Evidence! Is that not my role?
Hold your tongue. You are but a figurehead before me, the embodiment of the law. Consider yourself dismissed.
Well, he's fired. Not really.
As Queen of Khura'in, I shall now pass judgment upon the accused.
This can't be happening! This can't be happening! Yo, if I were to use that as a thumbnail pic, you people would be hating me. That cannot be true! Where's the objection?
Objection!
Wait! You didn't even give me a chance to rebut, whatever.
Know when you are defeated, lawyer. But just this once, I am willing to show you the depths of my compassion. Tell me why I should allow these proceedings to continue. Come, convince me.
Quick, Apollo. Even if you have to bluff, we got to keep this trial going. Show her that the crime would have been committed by a third party.
How am I supposed to do that?
Oh, why don't you start with, how about the timing of Inga's murder?
What?
This whole case is built on a single premise. That Inga was murdered after Dhurke entered the tomb. Well, what if that's not true? What if he's already down? Like, if our assumptions are all wrong? It's just my work. Well, don't keep us wearing the fence. Dhurke became the prime suspect because it did seem probable that there was a third party at the scene of the crime. But there's another question we should ask ourselves at this time. Was Mr. Inga really killed after Dhurke entered the tomb?
What nonsense is this?
Setting aside the assumption that the murder occurred after Dhurke arrived on the scene opens up the possibility of a third party committing the crime. The question before us is, when was Minister Inga really killed? Yo. After the body was found? After Dhurke entered the tomb? Before Dhurke entered the tomb? After the body was found, that's basically Khura'in soldiers looking at it. After Dhurke entered the tomb, that's basically the entire thing we went through, so it has to be before Dhurke entered the tomb. Yep. Isn't it possible that before Dhurke even set foot in the tomb, Minister Inga was already dead? That would certainly make the possibility of a third party more probable. Why, of course. I fell unconscious right after I entered the tomb. Even if I hadn't, I wouldn't have even had a clear line of sight to his body from the entrance. Which means you wouldn't have noticed his body either way, because he was on the other side. This scenario is entirely possible, and so we can't rule out the possibility of a third person committing a crime. I see. Well, that certainly does make sense. So would that make Nina the killer, because she was somewhere around that time missing? This might actually work.
Very well. I shall play along with whatever little game you have knocking around in that tiny mind. I was starting to get quite bored of all this. I could do with a distraction. Yes! Let us hear some testimony that will shed light on exactly the minister was slain. Bailiff, summon Rafa. Surely she has recovered by now.
Are we going to divination seance? What about me? Don't I serve a purpose anymore? And if we're going to divination seance, then yeah, we'll end up today's episode right here, ladies and gentlemen, because she's gonna do the divination seance. It's gonna take a lot longer than usual. But if this video is uploaded by Saturday, luckily by Saturday, then okay. But if not, then this will go on Sunday, because both today and tomorrow is a full 8-hour shift. So make sure you hit the like button, comments, points. If you're new, bear like to see, subscribe, and destruct as I'm signing out.